The session is divided into two sections. First is the speech by our speaker, and the second is the question and answers. During the first session, we will keep you muted, but obviously in the second session, we will allow you to ask questions from our speaker. Yeah. There you can use two options. One is chat option, where you can forward your questions. The second, you can show your hands through Zoom, and we will allow you to speak to our speaker. All these things we are doing in order to have an undispersed flow to the session. In addition to that, we will share the link of the feedback forms through chat, where you can attend to it before leaving the session as well. We have audience here through Zoom today, as well as from live streaming through the Facebook also. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you again. I warmly welcome you all on behalf of the President and the Governing Council of the Young Chartered Accountants Forum of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Sri Lanka to our webinar of Career and Passion with Malith Perera. Malith Perera, we warmly welcome you also to this session, and thank you very much for your time that you have allocated to spend with us today.
Thank you, thanks.
We as Young Chartered Accountants, Young Chartered Accountants proud to listen to you, as you too a chartered accountant and a partner of a firm in Australia. Although we know you as a musician through Sirasa Superstar Season 1, the runners-up in the first reality show in Sri Lanka, it surprised us to see that you also a chartered accountant. Not only a chartered accountant, you are a practicing chartered accountant who holds public practice license in Australia as well as in New Zealand. That created the interest of us as young chartered accountants to listen to you, to a young chartered accountant in career as well as a musician in your passion and interest. When I was going through your website, I noticed what inspired you. I just wanted to tell our audience that my driving force has always been the need to success in life. I'm motivated each day to become a better version of myself. I love challenging myself, hence I thrive each day to achieve it. That's it from you, what inspired you. Now we would like to hear from you, Malith, about your career as a chartered accountant and your passion and dream also. It's out to you now.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Nishani. That's quite an introduction. Thank you so much. Just before I'm proceeding, I'm just gonna once again clarify. You can hear me properly, all good? No problems?
Yes, no problems. We can hear you properly.
The question why I ask is these are sometimes can be the technical difficulties because I'm connected to an external microphone, so which obviously has to be better than speaking through the modem of the phone. So that's why I asked. So thank you, Nishani. I think we've been in touch for the past couple of days in relation to this, and it's been a great experience talking to you guys and everyone involved there. And I humbly accepted your request to take part in this discussion. And let's begin so everyone can hear a bit about what I have to actually say. So I'm assuming that everyone can hear me now. So obviously, most of you guys will know me as the musician Malith Perera. I am obviously, I am known in Sri Lanka as a musician rather, but not a lot of people would have known me as a chartered accountant, as a practicing chartered accountant who holds a full membership. So I'll give you a bit of an introduction about myself, who I am, what I do. So obviously, I did A-levels back home in National School Panara and graduated from high school in commerce. And while preparing for advanced level exams, I took part in Sirasa Superstar Season 1 competition, and I was the runner-up. I'm sure some of you know, some of you might recall. I also released my debut music album called Sihil Marute soon after. And after all that, enjoying all a bit of attention and all that back home, I decided to migrate to Australia for higher education, and I then came here and obviously did an English course first, and then did my bachelor's and graduated in business of accounting and finance. Then I completed the CA grad dip and became a full CA. And then I also, later on, I was offered the public practice license in Australia, which is a license any CA who is practicing have to have. So I am a holder of that. And also, as Nishani told you guys, I'm a partner in an accounting firm based in Melbourne, Australia, called 360 Partners. And we obviously capitalize on SME market in Australia, and we do business advisory, tax planning, so forth, for all kind of entities. So yeah, that's a bit about me. So enough, obviously, talking about all that. I think if you want to find out more about me, I highly encourage you guys to go log on to my www.malithlive.com. So everything about me is collated there, and I try to update it as much as I can. It's a bit about personal branding there, and obviously log on to my website and obviously check out my social media accounts to get a feel for what I do. If you follow me on Instagram, I tend to post a lot of non-relevant stuff at the same time. That's because part of the reason is because I do manage a musical career. Prior to obviously moving forward, I should reiterate the fact that I actively manage a career in music. I produce music, do concerts and all that. I have also been trained under an Australian professional for well over 4 years now, mastering my craft, I suppose. I'm also a fitness enthusiast. I'm also quite very big on learning new things. I'm fascinated by this, the notion that I am a tiny piece of this cake called a knowledge. So I'm a very, very tiny piece. Before telling anything, before obviously dwelling into the topic for today, I must also tell you guys that one another thing. I grew up in a very small town in Sri Lanka called Pannala. It's a beautiful village. Obviously, growing up, didn't have much at all. Succeeding in life was an absolute goal that I've had growing up, because I used to see people, kids bringing in toys to the school, and I didn't have the obviously ability to purchase things, because obviously these are humble beginnings. Obviously, I couldn't afford to buy all those things. Obviously, my parents have done what they could, but then again, they were limited by what they could, obviously. And then I remember by 16 or 17, by the time I was 16 or 17, I moved out of my parents' house, and then started making it my own out there. And that's when musical career become very helpful for me, which is how I sort of collected money to come to Australia. And because, as you guys probably understand, it's a costly exercise, obviously. And the other thing was also that I never used to speak English back home. I came here and studied English, and anything in relation to English, learning English and all that, started after coming to Australia. And then through coming to Australia and learning through all that, that's how I became sort of fluent English. I mean, wouldn't probably say fluent. I'm still learning a lot about English itself. It's just humbly made me happy that how far I've been able to come on that, and develop that skill in a way. And also the fact that I must reiterate to you guys that how important in knowing English as a language, because a lot of knowledge-based books and articles and everything have been written in English. So it just opens up a whole different world for you guys. So if you are someone who's aspiring to learn English more, then I highly recommend studying more about English and learning more about the language itself, because it'll be very, very helpful to a lot of you guys. Now, obviously, delving into the today's topic as to why I have these active sort of different passions, as to why I manage all these passions apart from work, is I can understand and I can see a lot of people are talking about, you come home after work, you don't have time to spend doing other things, you're just going to go sleep and wake up the following morning and just repeatedly do the same thing over and over again. Believe it or not, I strongly believe having passions outside work makes you better at your job. I mean, whatever that you are doing at the moment. The joy leads to an overall productivity boost and greater sense of sort of freedom and autonomy. What it essentially means is that sense of ownership over our lives and a feeling that we are in control of what we do. So understand what that actually means. We are in control of what we do. So when we are in control of what we do, we are more likely to enjoy that whatever that we are doing. That's part of the reasons why I think, I believe in having separate passions, so which will ultimately make you better at doing your job. So why music? Why do I do music? Well, it's because everything in my life is sort of started with music. Music is a part of me. I cannot simply imagine a life without it. Music and I have a very deep connection, which I cannot seem to fathom and articulate quite clearly. It's internally soothing, and definitely feel like helps me focus and stimulate my brain. And also, let me draw upon as to why I probably like music, which is a psychological phenomenon. I'm a very open person, so open people sort of tend to like creative things. It is something like if you throw an idea at them, then they're likely to think of other things associated with that idea. Also, the case that creative people's IQ level is at something like 120 or something which is like also 92nd percentile or something like that. Not that essentially saying that that's one particular aspect. It is known to have that sort of characteristics. It's not only that, it is a bit of that as well. It's much a broader concept. It's just people are more likely to enjoy the products of creative endeavor more than sort of non-open people. So open people are more likely to enjoy sort of dance, arts, music, while sort of non-open people probably aren't. That's sort of what my research suggests. And they are also characterized by the capacity of aesthetic experience, such as, how you get goosebumps or sort of when you listen to some good music and your hair and at the back of the neck would stand up. It's actually called, I think, piloerection. So there's that, I suppose. So music is something like I was born into from sort of generations to generations. Like my parents are into music and we are into music. And it is something I cannot imagine my life without. And as I explained earlier, so that's why I do music. But then again, obviously, let me come back to why you should have a passion. Whether it can be music, it can be dance, it can be cooking, or it can be spending time with the family. Find out what your passion is other than work, and then make sure to spend some time doing it, and then it'll become an important aspect of of your life, and it will be, I promise, it will be helpful. Moving on, before sort of dwelling into my next sort of interest, I think I'm running out of time. Interest, fitness. I need to give a shout out to my good friend and coach, PT and nutrition, Malith Perera, who I consult at the moment. And I have been working with Gayan for, I think, just over 3 years now, and cannot tell you how important it is to sort of ascertain professional help when it comes to things you don't sort of fully understand and fully comprehend. Food science and fitness is a very complex area. Sometimes we don't understand it, so which is why you should always consult the opinion of a professional. So why fitness and clean eating? It is now a more of a passion for me, but why I started it, I'm coming to that. So I'm coming to that at the moment. So why? Despite all the regular benefits associated with, such as reducing risk of heart attacks and managing weight better, better immune system, better everything. My main focus is around combating age-induced IQ level deterioration. So you must understand when your IQ starts to decline from around the age of sort of 25, and it is pretty much down the hill from then onwards. You can actually forestall that if you do weightlift and cardiovascular sort of exercises. Some elements of IQ, such as sort of cumulative knowledge, will improve over time as you accumulate knowledge, but the ability to grasp new information over time will actually deteriorate as you get older, because the brain is such a psychologically demanding organ, which is part of the reasons why you need to have a healthy cardiovascular system. This is actually why you see most of the time our parents, uncles, and aunts cannot grasp their way around WhatsApp or smartphones. Probably why they also, gossip, so that their cumulative knowledge improves. So fitness is something I chose to do due to various benefits associated with it. Actually, like if you're like a 50-year-old, you can actually restore your cognitive functions equivalent to a 30-year-old throughout a proper diet and a weightlifting and cardiovascular health. So exercise to me, much more than just looking good at showing off the biceps or abs, or it's more about switched on, staying switched on. Also, touching base, looking confident, looking swole, and looking big are also other sort of associated benefits of sort of weightlifting. On a serious note, though, you do feel good after a workout, and I can definitely vouch for the fact that my body likes it better. So how do I manage all this? I had to obviously explain to you guys why I do this set of things, because then I can get on to how do I manage all those things. See, I understand this is not necessarily about it was important for me to articulate it in a way so you guys understand what I do, why I do it before knowing more about how I manage it. I think managing it's all about priorities. You need to be able to prioritize. Timetable. Remember from school days, timetable, how important the timetable is. Have a damn schedule. It is the most important thing. Believe it or not, like let me draw upon what I do on a daily basis. Right? This is 100% true. Proven to work, and this is what my daily routine will look like. I had to actually make a note because I will articulate it properly. So I would normally wake up around 6:30. in my timetable, I have allocated 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. to do whatever I like, read a book, or do some music stuff. And then from 7:30 to 6 p.m. work. And then from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. is the workout. And then 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. dinner, and have a shower and all that, and prepare for tomorrow. And then I have allowed a bit of a buffer there, about half an hour before 9 o'clock, just to have a tea or something. From 9 to 9:30, voice training. 9:30 to 10:15, guitar training. And then 10:15 to 11:15, Logic Pro lessons, which is the software that I'm learning about at the moment, which is about creating music. And then 11:30 to 11:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. sleep, and it repeats. This is why it's important to prioritize. So you have a timetable, you know what you're exactly doing, you can allocate the time that you want to do your things on. So the trick is, when you make a timetable, you will have allocated adequate time in a particular week to do the things that you want. I understand that you might feel like, why do the things that I don't like? I'd just rather go and play video games because it seems to be easier. But the trick is understanding, when you have a timetable, you will have allocated that particular time to play video games, so then you can afford to have that time for yourself, which is how you prioritize. You have to prioritize. You have to have a timetable. Also, the benefits associated with having a very simple timetable is that you're organized. Time is spent wisely and it's not wasted. And you want to go out, spend time with your girlfriend, boyfriend, or your non-binary friend, whoever it is, then you can afford to do that. Believe it or not, in my timetable, there's a time for entertainment. Like, I have separated that time as well. So I can afford to have that luxury. Of course, you might feel like it's a bit repetitive. I mean, I can say you might not, definitely adhere to the timetable. You will not stick to it 100%. The point is, 51%, if you strike it with a 51% accuracy, it will beat the hell out of zero. That's the absolute sort of idea. Making timetable is not enough. You have to stick to it. I mean, making a timetable, it would take like 10 minutes, but you have to stick to it. You have to adhere to it. That's only when you will get the results, because you are what you repeatedly do. Remember that. You are what you repeatedly do. You have to stick to the timetable. I also feel like, when you have an active lifestyle, you're much more switched on. And also the case that, you will get better at things that you want to get better at. You will become competent in the things that you want to be competent at, because you will be doing, you will be training, you keep doing, because you are what you repeatedly do. Just remember that. And if you want to get to the top of the things that you want to get to the top of, spend time on it, and obviously make sure that you work for it. If you work for something that 100% and give it 100%, you're more than likely to succeed. It's absolutely proven. So that is sort of the secret. I mean, it's not even a secret. It's a well-known fact. You guys will know this, and it is. I'm drawing upon my experience and what I'm doing. It's how I manage. Obviously, being a partner in an accounting firm and managing a CA career, it's absolutely not easy. And it is absolutely the case with you guys, whether it be a partner or, whether you're starting out. I mean, I remember the days that I was studying for CA, Jesus, it was physically and psychologically demanding. I barely had time to spend with friends, and definitely, it was definitely challenging. You need to be able to, you need to be able to spend time. And also the fact that you need to have a set of goals. You need to work towards a goal. So then when you have a goal, particular goal, you are likely to work towards your goal in order to achieve it. Whether it be, once again, doing CA or doing music or whatever it is, but you have to understand that you have to spend enough time crafting, mastering your craft. Nothing comes easy. Everything comes at a cost, and I cannot reiterate the fact that how important time is, and time is a scarce resource. It's not something that we can gain back, because on a daily basis you're getting older. So make sure that you spend time wisely, and then hit it with, have a timetable and try to manage it. And it's definitely not hard to manage, because if you have a timetable, then you are able to prioritize and manage everything all together. It might seem like a lot, but to be honest, it's absolutely not. It's really not a lot at all. And you must dream, you must have dreams and goals, and sometimes it may feel like unrealistic, but then again, humans are, one thing I definitely believe in, humans are absolutely capable of a lot of things. We are very tough. We are made to, go through pandemics. We are made to go through a lot of things, and the mind is very powerful. If you put your mind into something, and if you work for it, chances are you're gonna achieve everything that you want to achieve in life. That's 100% guaranteed. Anything that you do in life. That's sort of what I wanted to cover today. Obviously, I think we obviously capped it out at 30 minutes. I have another sort of set that I can speak, but I think I'm going to cut it out there, because it can get a bit boring if I can keep going. So I think that's it, guys. I think make sure that to prioritize and be goal oriented, and go out there and get it.
Okay, thank you, Malith. Your words have inspired us, and I think it will add some value to our young chartered accountants, especially. Now it's time for all of you. You can ask questions from Malith. As I told you at the very beginning of the session, you can show your hand and ask question, Malith. Then we can unmute you. Yes, we have Priyankara Silva.
Priyankara.
Yes, Priyankara Silva.
Hi, Malith. Thank you for sharing your life story. It's, I think, really important for us, and you can learn. No, we can learn from you, right? And
I'm glad. Priyankara, I can't hear you. Priyankara, I think you got disconnected. I can't seem to hear you.
Okay, till he comes online again. We have another question from chat, Malith. Actually, I think you have answered that question, but still I will pose you again. How do you manage time with job, music, gym, and studies? It's from Pasindu Veerasekara. Will you be able to explain it?
I think I covered it in detail. A recorded version of this will be uploaded in my social media as well. And I think having a timetable, it's absolutely crucial. This is the most simple thing out there, but it is very powerful, having a timetable. So you have allocated time to do one particular thing. So like I said, allocate time to work, allocate time to your fitness, allocate time to your music, and then you do it repeatedly every day in, day out. I know it can get repetitive, but you'll get the results.
Yes. Priyankara Silva, yes, he's again in.
Yeah, sorry.
See whether we can hear from you now. Yeah.
I was disconnected. Yeah, Malith, I wanted to ask, because now you are working, as a practicing chartered accountant and work for I heard a small, firm as an audit partner, right? So when you work as audit partner, especially, like, how do you manage your timetable? Yes, you can set up timetable, But I believe, stop working at 6 o'clock as audit partner is a real challenge. So how do you manage your clients? How do you manage, your client service with, strict timetable?
So obviously, sometimes you might have to make exceptions. So by the way, a correction, I'm a partner. We don't specialize in audit. We do SME, we do advisory, tax, and all that, which is obviously not a lot of different from audits. But the workspace and the knowledge and sort of demanding hours are the same. But I think I 100% Priyanka, is it Priyanka, right? Priyanka, I believe in the fact that working smarter, make sure how can you be efficient at your job? What can you do to make sure that you become efficient in your job? That is the answer to your question. You have to dwell into this a bit more and reanalyze and go into it, dig deep and see what sort of requirements that you have to make, how to make the clients happy. So my client base, they have my mobile. Obviously, they call me if they have a question. Even though, regardless whether I'm out with my friends, I'll pick up the phone call. If the answer is simple enough, I would answer. That's sort of the way that I work around it. And also the fact that with the help of technology, we've been able to absolutely become very, very efficient at what we do at the moment. And also, I invite you to look into what other technological improvements that you can make in order to make sure that you have the luxury of free time that you can have.
Okay, Malith, we have another question from, it's Minoli Fernando. It's how do you manage your workouts now during the pandemic? I'm not comfortable going to the gym yet. Okay.
Yes. So in Australia, gyms are closed. We can't get to the gym. It's stage 4 lockdown here. I'm doing workouts at home. The underlying principles are the same. Nothing stops. Just buy a couple of resistant bands and you can work out at home. Nothing stops you from working out at home. I've got obviously my coach, like I explained to you guys before, my coach have designed a set of exercises to do from home, which is very easy to do. Yet again, physically demanding. Work out from home. Nothing stops. Underlying principles are the same.
Okay. Okay, till we get further more questions from our audience, shall I post one to you? I think you have started your music career before being a chartered accountant, right? What led you to the interest? What's the interest that you had to move as a chartered accountant in career while knowing that you have a good career in music too? What's the reason behind it?
So I'm a very big person on learning new things. I believe in learning new things. So I never wanted to settle for one particular thing, whether it be music or fitness or CA. I am intrigued by the knowledge that's out there and the things that you can do out there, whether it be music or becoming a pilot or something. So I wanted to diversify my skill set. That is part of the reasons why I came here and pursued higher education in commerce and wanted to become a CA. And also the fact that I wanted to get out of my comfort zone back home because it was a very easy setup. I wanted to get out of there and see what's out there. That's part of the reasons why I came to Australia and started doing commerce and accounting and finance, and then finally became a CA.
Okay. One question from it's Udyanga, I think. Did you complete your CA in Sri Lanka or in Australia?
In Australia, I have no experience working in Sri Lanka, unfortunately. But it's very much similar. I think the level of knowledge and the level of commitment that's required, I'm pretty sure it's no different. It's very much the same because EA is a worldwide organization. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. The other question is, what kind of challenges you get when you set up your firm in Aussie, and how is practicing in Aussie?
Okay, we are very big in making sure that our advice within the bounds of what we can provide, and obviously we do our research. We are sharing the knowledge that we obviously have accumulated over the years. I think we are 100% spot on with, because when you are doing your university degree, you can afford to have 95%, 80%, 70% pass mark. But in this game, it's 100% pass mark. There are no there's no room for failure. You have to get it right. You get one shot and you have to get it right. And you have to make sure you're very much focused and you do it right. So the client's happy, we are happy, and the stakeholders are happy, I suppose.
What were the challenges you faced as a Sri Lankan? You had to go and settle in Australia. What are the challenges that you faced?
Oh my God, Nishan, yeah, okay. I can vouch for the fact that the English has been one of the biggest challenges for me when I came here. I didn't speak a lot of English. I was really not fluent in it. That was the biggest challenge I've had. I had to read music, I had to listen to music. I had to read books. I had to watch English movies with subtitles on to make sure that I become competent in English. That was the biggest challenge I had. But obviously, eventually, I've gotten better at it because I've spent enough time learning the language. But that was the biggest challenge I've had. And then the second one to that, the challenge was becoming a permanent resident. But once you become a permanent resident, things will start to sort of make sense. Then you go in your path of becoming an Australian citizen. I also have a Sri Lankan citizenship. I'm a dual citizen. I have to say that, otherwise they'll say that I've forgotten Sri Lanka, but I haven't. But yeah, so those are the challenges. But some of the challenges, particularly in job, obviously, when starting out, my issue was also, within the bounds of had issues with getting some of the things sometimes wrong. But I think that's something you master over time, and you can make a mistake once, but if you make it twice, it's pretty much a choice, right? So you have to learn from your mistakes and then make sure not to commit the same mistake again and again.
Okay, we have few more questions also. Right. Let me go to Shriyani Basnayaka's one. I have a question. How you manage people in your way to success? It is not a matter your firm is big or small. It is an achievement. How you manage people? Yeah.
How do we manage people? Obviously, I think we strongly believe that we remunerate our staff well. That's number one, and we make sure that we are in understanding work-life balance. And also, third, we believe in no sort of bossy concepts. We believe in we are friends at work. Everyone is treated with respect, and everyone's treated with the same respect, and no one's being treated differently just because they are starting out, they're a junior. Everyone at the same level, everyone a bit of a friend, and we're just sharing. It's a knowledge sharing space. I think, and we are very confident that our staff members enjoy working with us. That's been said to us by everyone. So we are obviously delighted by the fact that it's the case. I think, paying your staff members what they deserve is very important.
Okay, there's another question relating to that. It's from Muhammad Zafan. Do you think that your staff at your firm too managing their time, like how you are managing? I'm asking this because the role of a partner and the staff are different. I come from a
Yes.
big four audit, working experience, and I see most of the partners leave office. Okay, just let me know how you yes to that.
Yeah, so
Have you-
obviously there are KPIs. You have to meet KPIs. If you don't meet the deadlines and whatnot, obviously that's not satisfactory for you. Not satisfactory for me. It's not satisfactory for the firm. Obviously, that is determined by the market, and then there's a market set, and we manage workflow carefully. And if you finish what you are assigned to, then we have absolutely no problem. That's completely fine, I suppose. That it comes down to managing the workflow. We have necessary tools. Thanks to the new technology these days, we have necessary tools to manage. Even at the moment, everyone's working from remotely. We have necessary resources to manage the workflow. So it's not a tough gig at the moment. So we are managing it carefully, and the technology have definitely helped us in terms of managing it.
Okay, we have. Yeah, actually, this is not a question. It's kind of a compliment to you. You are such an inspirational character. I follow you through social media and see how committed you are for all your priorities. It's really
Thank you.
inspiring and good motivation when we get discouraged in our life. Just need to thank you for your inspiring people and wish you all the very best. He do have a
Thank you.
question. It's from actually, it's Kavish Perera.
Okay.
There's a question: have you managed negativities comes to your life?
Kavish, this is something I've been dealing with since I was 17 years of age, or maybe even before that. Ignorance is bliss. Learn to ignore. That's the only way. You cannot let it get to you, because you cannot have an emotional reaction to everything that is said to you. So you have to sit back and analyze why people say things, because people will tell you things all the time. So you have to be able to ignore. You have to be on your journey. You have to go on your journey by yourself. Remember that you are the only person who can do that for yourself. So learn to ignore. That is the best thing I can tell you. Then that's what I do myself. So learn to ignore.
Okay, as I reminded you, if you have any questions, you can show your hands also. Okay, another question from Sajid Ahmed. Where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years, considering the aftermath of the pandemic upon us? I would appreciate if you can share your thoughts on how you would assess this as an accountant. Any exciting opportunities that you think would be interesting for us to look forward to as aspiring accountant in the future? With a lengthy question.
I think,
Where do
yeah.
you see
So
yourself in 5 to 10 years?
yeah, so it's a much broader question in context. It's hard to see where I am where I will be in 5 to 10 years time, because I'll tell you why. Because your goals and everything else in your life is constantly evolving, because I'm in the process of becoming a better version of myself on a daily basis. So it's a continuous effort. So in 5 to 10 years time, I have a particular set of goals where I want to be at financially, as well as, I want to take my business somewhere, and as well as I have a particular set of goals in terms of music and fitness. So I'll hopefully be there, but I'm not going to forget the fact that it's a cumulative effect, and then I'll be a better version every day, and then by 5 years time, I'll be the best version. I can't say the best version, because at that time, on the 6th year, I'll be a better version of myself again. I'm not too sure if I answered the question the way that you wanted me to, but that's how I tend to look at it. And I think, going by the question in relation to how I look at this pandemic situation, I definitely feel like it is as an opportunity to rise through. I think, we've started doing a bit of business marketing stuff here, which we seem to have worked for us, and it's working. So we looked at it as an opportunity. We are trying to make the most out of it, and also the fact that the pandemic sort of allowed us to revisit how some of the things that we've taken for granted, things like going to the gym, I don't know, you name it, and and it also allowed some time for me to revisit and focus on some of the things that I haven't been focusing on for a while. I definitely look at it as an opportunity where a market has changed, but we have to learn what the market wants from us, and then we need to design a strategy to thrive in the market.
Okay. Okay, there's a different question from Kanjan Silva. You said you left your parents at the age of 16, 17, and since then you are on your own. Don't you think you are not devoting enough time on your family but yourself? Don't you getting complaints from your loved ones? I think personally he's in a greatest challenge to face that kind of an independence.
Well, I definitely believe in being independent as early as possible, because I'll tell you why. You're gonna have to get thrown out in the real world at some point anyway. So the sooner you do that, the better for you, because you're gonna learn much earlier in life about the drawbacks or about the people, about the market, about the things that you want to learn. When you're obviously under your don't forget the fact that, don't take me wrong, I haven't forgotten my parents, or it's not like I don't speak to my parents or anything. Obviously, I look after them, I love them as the same. But going out of my way, becoming independent was part of the reason. It definitely helped me to learn more about people and the world much earlier in life. And I will not do it any other way if I had another choice of going at it. So if your loved ones complain about it, about the fact that you are becoming independent, it's your duty to make them understand that why you are doing it, so then they will be able to understand. So make sure you articulate it properly, and then you communicate it nicely to them, so then they will understand. And then ultimately they will help you with fulfilling your goals and everything that you want to do in life. And at the end of the day, you want to thrive, you want to be successful, and these are the things that will help you be successful in life. Definitely look at it and make sure amma gahanne ammata gilla kiyanna.
Okay. We have Chamila, I think. Can we unmute to talk with Malith?
Yes, of course.
It's Chamila. Harushi, can you unmute Chamila?
Yes, Chamila. Hello.
Chamila, we can hear. I think we can hear you.
Okay. Till she gets a line on. Okay. Right. What is your advice to the younger generation? It's from Rohan.
Nishani, am I audible?
Yes, Chamila. You can continue. Hello.
Chamila, we heard you for a millisecond and then you disappeared.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to this question. What's your advice to the younger generation, from Rohan?
Oh wow, this whole webinar is advice to you guys, I suppose. I really wish you guys got something out of it. Nothing in particular. Be goal oriented and go out there and earn it. The world is yours to take. That's the in short form what I can tell you guys. And the world is yours. Go out there and get it. And you know, you guys are young guns. You got energy to do everything that you want to do. So yeah, nothing's stopping you.
Nishani, Chamila is here.
Okay,
Hi, Chamila.
Hello. Hello.
Yes, Chamila.
Malith.
Yes, Chamila.
Actually, this is not a question related to this session. Actually, I'm schoolmate from a school, Pandal National School.
You are a
Delighted
schoolmate.
to see you on this session.
Chamila, were you
Very
in my...
surprised while I see you on the yes, in 12C. I don't know whether you
Chamila, oh my God. Chamila, I remember you.
I'm from Tillini's friend. Can you remember?
I remember you. I remember you. Of course I remember.
12C, commerce class.
I remember you.
I'm very surprised, Malith, in this session.
Don't be surprised, Chamila. We were pretty much in the same.
The session is very impressive, and I'm member of the CA. Actually, I will. Shall you share me a personal contact?
Yeah, sure. Sure thing. Chamila, send me a message on.
Actually, if I talk a little bit more, it's not related to others, no. So I congratulate you.
Thank you. That's a pleasant surprise.
I wish you all the best for everything, Malith.
Thank you, Chamila. It's a pleasant surprise. Pleasant surprise.
Hello.
Right.
Sorry?
Okay, Malith. Yes, Chamila, do you have any question to ask?
Okay.
Hello. Okay, we will proceed, Malith, if it's so. There's another one more
questions, but
you're happy to see Malith? Okay, we'll see how we can continue. Okay. Okay, one more question, Malith, is from Dan. What are the 3 important things you would advise a student commencing a career in accounting?
Yeah. Find out, so number one is make sure to try and understand if accounting is what you want to do. If you truly are good at numbers and, if you are good at accounting, then obviously proceed. And number 2 is spend enough time studying inside out. And number 3, be competent, work towards becoming a very, very good accountant. And then nothing will stop you from being a really good accountant and achieving your goals, I suppose. And obviously commence doing CA as soon as possible, because that's highly desirable for anyone who's pursuing career in accounting, particularly in Australia, and I probably would say it's the case in Sri Lanka as well.
Okay, due to the interest of time, I think I will go for the one last question. That is, one of the major challenge people are facing is suffering from depression. Person to person, the ability of cope with depression is different. What is your advice for that, since sometimes it's difficult to handle when a person is depressed in work environment, family, as well as in education?
That's a very tough question, which I am very inexperienced to answer. I do not consider myself a psychological advisor to advise on depression. I don't believe I have enough qualifications to advise, but what I can say is you need to seek professional help if you feel like you are going through that. If you're going through depression, you have to seek professional help. That's why there are psychiatrists are they psychologists? I'm not too sure. But anyway, that's why there are psychologists, and you have to consult and you have to get help from the people who can really help you. It shouldn't be a question to ask a CA because I'm not that's not my particular area of expertise.
Okay. Finally, we have Eranga. If we can unmute him, we can get his last question too.
Hi, Malith. How are you?
Good, Eranga. How are you?
Fine. It is nice to see you as a chartered accountant. We didn't know that you are a chartered accountant. Nice to see you as a chartered accountant. By the way, we all are chartered accountants. So I have just a request not to talk about anything regarding the time management and nothing. So we want to hear we want you to sing a song at last.
Yeah. Of course.
I also was to ask that question from you.
Because otherwise, I guess that this session will be very much boring.
Yeah. I'll give a small sing a small part. Lucky I have my guitar handy.
Okay, that's great.
It's an original of mine called Ratumal Gaume. I'll sing the chorus and. Ratumal Gaume Davatila Sulangin Parasana Satkai Adare Kia Sine Obanavatinava Gaume Davatila Sulangin Parasana Satkai Adare Kia Sinai me Obanavatvinava Laganagaranam Sanasanam Lamare Obasatapanam Obama Lagainavanam Rakurade Manghariadade Enam Ratumal Medavatila Sulangin Parasana Satkai Adare Kia Sinai ne Obanavatinava. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
No problems. So I believe that's a wrap, Nishani?
Yes, true.
Okay.
Thank you. We had a good webinar today. Thank you so much for your time and your inspirational speech, which I believe in turn, especially the young chartered accountants, will take something to their life and for the betterment of their life. Thank you again. We wish you all the very best for your music life as well as your career as a chartered accountant. Thank you very much, Malith.
Thank you, Nishani, and thank you.
Yes, we shouldn't forget about our participants also, the audience. Without them, this kind of an event will not be in success. We had more than 100 chartered accountants in Zoom, as well as more than 100 from our live screening from CA Sri Lanka Facebook page. A very big thank to all of them as well. We look forward to see all them in future YCAF webinars and the sessions as well. Now is the time for us to conclude. Thank you all and have a good day.
Thank you guys. Everyone. Bye.
Bye.